Let me ask you something. What if I told you that just 1 hour a day, just 60 minutes, could completely change the direction of your life? Would you believe me? Most people wouldn't. Why? Because they've been sold a lie. They think transformation requires a miracle. They believe success demands 20-hour days, generational wealth, or a silver spoon. But I'm here to tell you the truth. It doesn't. It starts with just 1 hour. 1 hour of intention, 1 hour of discipline, 1 hour where you stop watching someone else live their life and start building your own. You see, most people are busy, but few are growing. They scroll, they rush, they repeat, but they don't stop, they don't reflect, and because they don't think, they don't change. But you, if you're still listening, you're different, you're searching, you're ready. And today, we're going to talk about the hour that can reshape your habits, your income, your relationships, and yes, even your legacy. Because success is not an accident, it's a daily decision. And the best part, you don't need a new year, you don't need permission, you don't need a big break. You just need 1 hour a day. Let's begin. Let me tell you something powerful. How you start your day determines how you live your life. It's not just a routine, it's a ritual. And that first hour, that's your window, your launch pad, your foundation. But what do most people do? They give it away. They wake up and reach for their phone. They check messages. They check the news. They check what everyone else is doing. But you know what they don't check themselves. They don't ask, what do I want today? What do I need to become? What am I building? And here's the danger. If you don't program your mind in the first hour, the world will do it for you. And let me warn you, the world doesn't always have your best interest in mind. It'll feed you drama, distraction, noise, and before you know it, you're not creating your life, you're reacting to it. So here's the challenge. Take back that first hour. Make it yours before the emails, before the scrolling. Before the chaos, wake up a little earlier, not because it's trendy, but because it's transformational. Use that hour to build you. Read 10 pages of a good book. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. Plan your day. Visualize your goals. Move your body. Drink water. Sit in silence. Do what the old you never made time for. Because here's the truth. If you can win the first hour, you can win the day. And if you win enough days, you win your life. Now, I know what some people say. I'm not a morning person. But listen, success doesn't care. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel. You think the great ones leap out of bed with joy every morning? No, they decide, they train, they build the habit, and so can you. So starting tomorrow, make a new deal with yourself. Before you touch the world, touch your future. Use that first hour not to consume, but to create. Don't just wake up, rise up, because your future isn't waiting at 11:00 a.m. It's waiting at 6:00. Take it back, build it strong, and when the day begins, you'll already be ahead mentally, spiritually, emotionally. You won't just be prepared, you'll be powerful, and that is where the transformation begins. Now that you've taken back the first hour, the next step is this. Guard it, like treasure, because let me tell you something, people will try to steal it. Not with a gun, but with a notification, a favor, a meaningless task, a little hey, can I just? And suddenly your sacred hour is gone, vanished, given away to build their life, not yours. You have to understand this hour is not free. It's not casual. It's not for leftovers. It is sacred. It is strategic, and if you don't protect it, no one else will. Time is like money, but even more dangerous to lose. You can earn another dollar, but you'll never get back that hour. So what do? We put up a fence. We say, this is my hour. No calls, no emails, no scrolling, no distractions. Not because we're rude, but because we're serious. Serious about our future, serious about the life we're building, serious about becoming who we were born to be. You've got to be as serious about your hour as a builder is about his tools, as a farmer is about his soil. Because this hour used right will pay you back 100-fold, in clarity, in skill, in results, in income, in confidence. but only if you don't trade it for crumbs. Let me say that again. Don't trade gold for crumbs. That's what people do when they say, "I'll just check this one thing. Let me reply real quick. This won't take long." And before they know it, they've spent their best hour reacting to the world instead of rebuilding their own world. So here's the habit. Every night, schedule your hour, decide how you'll spend it, defend it like your future depends on it, because it does. Let's get practical. Label your hour. Lock it in. No flexibility, no negotiations. This is your time to grow, to think, to create, to build. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell yourself. And if they don't respect it, teach them, not with anger, but with consistency. Because when you value your time, people begin to value you. The rule is simple. If it doesn't grow you, it doesn't get your hour, period. This isn't just about productivity. This is about priority, about declaring my future matters enough to defend it. That first hour is your front line, so guard it like it's rare, because it is. It's the hour that separates the average from the excellent, the wanderer from the leader, the talker from the doer. Protect it today, and you'll celebrate it tomorrow. Now let's take it deeper, because it's not enough to take the hour, and it's not enough to guard it. You have to know what to do with it. This is where most people get stuck. They're busy, they're moving, they're doing a lot, but are they doing the right things? Let me say this clearly. Action without direction is a recipe for frustration. It's like running on a treadmill, sweating, grinding, working hard, but going nowhere. So before you dive into your hour, pause, ask yourself a powerful question. Where am I going? That question unlocks everything. Because without direction, there is no progress. You'll move, but you won't arrive. Direction is the compass. Action is the engine. You need both. Here's how you start. Take 3 minutes at the top of your hour. Just 3. Ask, what's my goal? What am I building? What am I improving today? And most importantly, why does it matter? Write it down. Don't leave it floating in your head. Get it on paper. Clarity on paper becomes focus in action. Rohn said it best. Reasons come first. Answers come second. Know your reason, and the rest becomes obvious. Let me warn you, if you skip this step, if you rush into action without direction, you'll waste your greatest resource, your focus. Worse, you'll confuse movement with meaning. You'll feel productive, but stay stuck. That's why direction matters more than speed, because it doesn't matter how fast you're going if you're going the wrong way. So tomorrow morning, don't just start doing, start deciding. Decide who you want to become. Decide what matters most. Decide what step brings you closer to the life you've imagined. Direction turns your hour into a mission, and when you live on mission, you walk a different path. Clear, focused, intentional, and that's the path that leads to real change. Learn for an hour, grow for a lifetime. Here's a truth I've lived. Success doesn't come just from doing. It comes from learning what to do. The moment you stop learning, you stop growing. But the good news, learning is simple. You don't need a degree. You don't need a 5-figure mastermind. All you need is one focused hour to feed your mind. That's your edge, that's your secret weapon, because while others are scrolling and drifting, you're developing, you're sharpening, you're leveling up. Rohn again. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. So what do you study? Books, biographies, podcasts, courses, mindset, communication, leadership, wealth, health, anything that builds you, not just entertains you. Because the more you learn, the more you see, and the more you see, the better decisions you make. And the better your decisions, the greater your life becomes. But let me be clear, this is not passive. You're not just scrolling quotes and hoping something sticks. This is intentional. You open the book, press play on the course, grab the journal and say, this is my growth hour. 1 hour a day, that's 365 hours a year. That's 9 full work weeks invested in your mind. Do that for 1 year, and you won't even recognize yourself. Your confidence rises, your language sharpens, you solve problems with power and precision. Why? Because you've been stacking wisdom, page by page, lesson by lesson, and the best part, no one can take that from you. Skills can be learned, confidence can be built, knowledge multiplies. It all begins with that one quiet hour. So here's your next move. Don't wait until morning. Pick your materials tonight. Stack the books. Line up the videos. Open that course you've been avoiding. When the hour comes, you're ready. Because every time you grow your mind, you expand your future. Let's get real. Learning is powerful. But learning without action is just entertainment. You can read every book, watch every video, take every course, but if you don't apply what you've learned, you're not growing, you're just collecting. Success doesn't come from what you know, it comes from what you practice. Say it with me, 1 hour of practice beats 10 hours of theory. Why? Because skill is born in the doing. You don't become a speaker by reading about speaking. You don't get fit by studying workouts. You don't lead by watching leaders. You grow when you step into the arena, and here's where most people get it wrong. They wait. They wait to feel ready. They wait until they're confident. They wait until it's perfect. But confidence doesn't precede action. Confidence is a byproduct of action. Every time you practice, you get sharper. Every time you try, you get better. Every time you show up, you build the muscle of mastery. Every time you show up, you grow up. So what does this mean for your hour? It means at least part of it should be hands-on. If you're learning to write, write something. If you're learning to speak, speak out loud. If you're learning business, build the plan, make the pitch, take the call. If you're learning design, open the software and create. No more waiting, no more prepping, just doing, because repetition, not perfection, is the mother of all skill. You don't have to get it right, you just have to get it going. Then you refine, improve, polish. That's how professionals are made. And here's the beauty of practice. Progress becomes visible. You can feel it. You can measure it. You start to trust yourself and trust in your own effort. That's the real win, because a person who trusts their own discipline becomes unstoppable. So here's the challenge. Take what you learned yesterday and apply it today. Even if it's messy, even if it's small, even if it's awkward, just start, because doing turns knowledge into power, and 1 hour of bold, focused, imperfect action can do more for your life than a lifetime of thinking about it. Life doesn't improve just because you keep going. It improves when you stop and look back with purpose. Too many people go from one day to the next, one task to the next, one goal to the next, without asking the one question that changes everything. How did I do today? That's where the growth lies, not just in the doing, but in the reviewing. A life worth living is a life worth recording. And I'll add, a life worth recording is a life that keeps improving. So at the end of your hour, not later, not tomorrow, take 5 minutes to reflect. What did I learn? What did I accomplish? What did I struggle with? What will I do better tomorrow? It's not complicated. It's just honest, and yes, most people won't do it. Why? Because it reveals, it shows your pattern. It shows if you're progressing or just moving in circles. But here's the power. Reflection creates clarity. Clarity creates improvement. Improvement creates results. Then take it further. Refine your process. What can be removed? What can be simplified? What can be done better? You don't need an overhaul. You just need a small correction. Think of it like flying a plane. Planes are off course 90% of the time, but constant tiny adjustments keep them on track. And guess what? They still land exactly where they're supposed to. Reflect, refine, repeat. That's the formula. Do it for a week, you'll notice the shift. Do it for a month. Others will notice. Do it for a year. Your life will never be the same. Because people who learn from experience grow slow, but people who learn from evaluated experience grow fast, grow strong, grow wise. 1 hour of health a day keeps the doctor, and burnout away. Let me tell you what most people forget. Your body isn't just a vehicle. It's the engine of your destiny. And when the engine breaks down, everything else follows. It doesn't matter how big your dream is, how clear your vision is, or how full your bank account is. If your body fails, it all slows down. Because mind and body are connected, you can't lead when you're weak. You can't focus when you're tired. You can't create when you're running on empty. So what's the solution? 1 hour a day to care for the most important machine you'll ever own, your body. You don't need to become a bodybuilder. You don't need to run marathons, but you do need to move, to breathe, to stretch, to sweat. Because when you honor your health, you elevate your energy, and energy is the fuel for achievement. Want more focus? Move. Want more drive? Sweat. Want more peace? Breathe deeply, and it doesn't take all day. Just 1 focused hour. Walk in the morning, stretch your body, do yoga, lift some weights, or just step outside and feel the sun on your face and the air in your lungs. Take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live. And here's a truth most ignore. Neglect is silent. A few skipped workouts, a few too many processed meals, a few too many hours in that chair, and suddenly the body begins to decline. Discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. So guard that health hour, protect it, use it to build strength, not just skills. Because you can't lead others if you can't even lift yourself, and you can't live your purpose if you're constantly managing pain. Starting today, treat your health like your future depends on it, because it does. Learn with intention, practice with courage, reflect with honesty, refine with wisdom, move with purpose. 1 hour of application, 1 hour of reflection, 1 hour of health. Stack them, leave them, repeat them. Because if you give 1 focused hour to each, every day you won't just change your routine, you'll change your results, you'll change your future, you'll change your life. Most people come home from work and say, I've done enough. So they sit, they scroll, they binge, and they wonder why nothing changes. But that quiet hour right after dinner, right before bed, that's your moment. It's not for your boss, it's not for your paycheck, it's for your future. That's the hour to build what's yours. Start the side business, learn the new skill, write the first page, plan the next move. Build the brand, make the sale. You don't need a perfect office. You don't need the best lighting or equipment. You just need a little hunger and 1 sacred hour that you don't give to the world. Let me be honest, the results won't come in a day. But that's not the point. The point is momentum. 1 hour a day, 5 hours a week, 160 hours a year. That's not small. That's a product launched. That's a book written. That's a future changed. But only if you treat the hour like treasure. Not as time to kill, but time to build. You don't build wealth with wishes. You build it with work. Quiet, focused, consistent work when no one's watching. And one day you'll look back and realize that little hour built your confidence, built your income, built your independence. And it all started when you made a simple decision to stop wasting the quiet hour and start using it to build your fortune. Now let's talk about something most success books leave out: relationships. Because what good is a fortune? What good is a strong body, a sharp mind, or a big bank account if you have no one to share it with? Success without connection is empty. You don't build a great life by only building skills and systems. You build a great life by building people, and just like wealth, relationships are built 1 hour at a time. 1 hour of honest conversation, 1 hour of listening, really listening, 1 hour without distractions, just presence. 1 hour of eye contact, laughter, stillness, or silence, because people don't remember everything you say, but they never forget how you made them feel, and they feel it most when you give them your time. I'm not asking you to spend 10 hours a week like a therapist. I'm asking for just 1 hour of your full attention to your spouse, your child, your mentor, your parent, your friend. Don't just be in the same room. Be there, ask questions, share stories, laugh a little, or just sit in the stillness, because presence is powerful. Here's what happens when you give someone your full hour. Trust grows, walls fall, love multiplies. Connection deepens. It doesn't take a luxury vacation. It takes 1 hour of your heart, free from noise and distraction. And I'll tell you this, the people who know how to build great relationships, they always win in the long run. Because when the storms of life come, and money won't hold your hand, success won't hug you, but relationships will. So schedule that hour, make it intentional, because if you don't invest in people, you'll one day wake up surrounded by things and feel completely alone. Here's the truth. A rich life is measured in memories, not just milestones. And memories are made in moments like this. Moments that begin with just 1 hour. So the next time you think about success, remember this. Don't just build your future. Build your people and do it 1 hour at a time. You've heard it before. Success is built 1 step at a time. I'll say it a little differently. Success is built 1 hour at a time. 1 hour of discipline, 1 hour of building, 1 hour of reflection, 1 hour of movement, 1 hour of connection. Stack your hours, stack your life. The problem is, most people underestimate what 1 hour a day can do. They overestimate what they can do in a week and underestimate what 260 hours a year can become. But not you. You know the truth. You don't need more time. You just need to honor the time you already have. So take that quiet hour, take it seriously, use it to build something real, because if you stack those hours with intention, you won't just build habits. You'll build a legacy. They say it's just an hour, but let me show you the truth. 1 hour a day is 7 hours a week. That's over 300 hours a year. That's more than 7 full-time work weeks. Now ask yourself, what could you do with that? 7 weeks focused purely on growth. You could write a book, master a hive, use skill, launch a business, transform your health, renew your mind, or rebuild your life completely. But none of that happens in a rush. It happens by stacking the hours one on top of another, brick by brick, quiet, steady, strong. That's how real futures are built, not in a burst of energy, but through consistent, intentional effort. And here's the secret. Small disciplines don't stay small. They expand, they compound, they shape who you become. Every time you show up for that 1 hour, you're casting a vote for your future. You're declaring, I'm not wasting my life. I'm not waiting on luck. I'm building something that matters. That one decision made daily creates momentum. It builds confidence. It produces results. Because when you add up the hours, you add up the progress. And when you add up the progress, you start to change your identity. You go from someone who watches life to someone who builds it. And sure, there will be days you miss. That's okay, you're human. But don't let a missed hour turn into a missed week or a missed year. Always come back, get back to stacking, because time is passing either way. And one day, the question won't be, did you dream big? It'll be, did you use your hours wisely? So stack them, protect them. Guard them like treasure, because when you do, you don't just change your habits, you change your life. You become someone new. It starts small. 1 hour of learning, 1 hour of building, 1 hour of reflecting. 1 hour for your health, 1 hour for your future. At first it feels invisible, like nothing's happening, but something is. You are becoming, not by accident, not overnight, but by choice, by showing up when it wasn't easy, by choosing growth over comfort, by practicing instead of postponing, by listening, loving, focusing, creating. And those hours, they rewired your mind, they reshaped your habits, they rebuilt your confidence. 1 hour at a time, you began to trust your own word, to believe in yourself again, to understand that discipline isn't a punishment, it's a superpower. And the most powerful part, you didn't have to change everything. You only had to change one thing, how you use your time. That was the turning point. Because if you can master 1 hour, you can master your day. And if you can master your day, you can shape your future. So remember this, success is not luck, it's not magic, it's not mystery, it's discipline. Applied daily, and that discipline, it doesn't require everything you've got. It only requires 1 hour every day. Without excuse, without fail, and one day you'll look in the mirror and see it. You didn't just change your schedule. You changed your identity. You became someone who shows up, who follows through, who leads with purpose, who builds with wisdom, and it all started with just 1 hour. So keep going, stay consistent, protect the hour, respect the process, because it's not just how you spend your time, it's how you shape your life, and that starts not tomorrow but today. You've heard the truth, the habits, the hours, the path, so now it's your move. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for the right mood, the new year, or Monday. Don't wait for a perfect moment that never comes. Start. Pick 1 hour, claim it, schedule it, guard it like your future depends on it, because it does. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be ready. You just need to be willing, because change doesn't happen when you know what to do. Change happens when you do what you know. You've got the roadmap. You've got the truth. You've got the power. So don't leave this moment just inspired. Leave activated. Decide right now. What hour will you take back? What will you build? Who will you become? Because if you give 1 hour a day to growth, to purpose, to vision, to health, to people, to your future, then 1 year from now, you'll be living a life you once only imagined. So start today, not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. 1 hour, one decision, one new you. Let that be your story.